By now, many of you have already seen this particular video that went super viral about a month ago involving this woman by the name of Natasha Chan. Now, y'all probably never knew or found out what her name was. I didn't even know what her name was until maybe a couple days after the video went viral. But in this picture, you see a woman by the name of Natasha Chan, and she is, I believe they said she is Indian Fijian or Indo-Fijian. Basically, she's Indian. And she got into it with this black Mexican woman. I think the woman is black and Mexican. She's, a mixture of both. In a parking lot in which this woman, Natasha, called this woman the N-word. They said 9 times in 12 seconds. Now, I don't know what the dispute was over, but the fact that she just went straight into hurling and calling her that word so many times, that's what went viral. But then, and this is why I always say this, y'all, if you got stuff going on in your background, you better tread lightly, especially if someone's recording you with the intent of exposing you and putting you out on the internet in this season that we call FAFO. And we all know what that stands for. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into this article and we're gonna get more backstory on this, plus find out what came out about Natasha, and which is why she probably should not have done what she did. And I noticed because if you looked at the angle of the video, she's looking one way, but the camera is being recorded at another. So she's hurling the slur at one person, but another person who was with this person who she's talking to is standing off to the side recording it. It says, a video of an Indian origin woman has been going viral on social media, which shows her repeatedly hurling racist slurs at a black Mexican woman in a parking lot in California. In the 12-second video, the woman is seen sitting inside a car and shouting the N-word almost 9 times, which led to widespread outrage online. The officials, however, have not yet named the suspect, but social media users identify her as Natasha Chan, a 34-year-old Indo-Fijian woman, a claim also reported by the Daily Mail. The incident occurred in Pinole, California, and the slurs were used at Jaslyn Garcia and her twin sister during an altercation. According to police, the confrontation began after Garcia and her sister exited a local diner. The argument escalated to shouting. They basically were like, what up? You trying to fight? And she, as in Natasha, responded with challenges to single combat, Pinole Police Sergeant Justin Rogers told the Daily Mail. Natasha was heard screaming, "Get out of my face, you effing N-word." Garcia began filming after the woman used racial slurs, although she claimed the verbal abuse had started earlier. The viral incident isn't the first time Chan has gotten into legal trouble. So now here's the part where they're going to talk about and expose her for stuff that she had going on in the background prior to this. According to reports, she was previously arrested in February, which they didn't put a year, so I'm assuming that was this past February, as in February 2025. For allegedly shoplifting at an Ulta beauty store in Concord, California on 4 separate occasions. She currently faces multiple charges, including felony grand theft, second-degree burglary, and 3 counts of misdemeanor shoplifting. So this woman has a klepto problem. They said she robbed from an Ulta store on 4 separate occasions, and she has felony charges to her name. And fast forward to now, and this is how she decides to act. Just imagine if she just would not have done this, we wouldn't have known who this woman was, and she could have still lived a private and secluded life. Now everybody knows who she is, that not only is she a kleptomaniac, but she's also staunchly anti-black. This is an example as to why I say black people, we need to get out of this people of color thing. And when I say we, I'm not talking about every last black person, because I clearly can't speak for every black person, because a lot of black people don't believe or subscribe to it anyway. And kudos to you and to us. But for those who still cling on to that POC thing, that needs to cease and desist. Because as you can see, this woman is Indian, or they call Indo-Fijian, and she called this woman the N-word 9 times in 12 seconds. It has a lot of nerve doing that, considering what she has been charged with just a couple months ago for what she was doing. Shan, who was of Indian origin and was born in Fiji, was reportedly employed at BMO Bank in Pinole before these incidents came to light. Just hours before the racist altercation, she was in court for a felony readiness conference in Martinez, California. As social media users continue to demand accountability, Pinole police have confirmed that investigation is ongoing. And that's as far as it goes. And I believe that's probably one of the most recent articles about it, because it was actually updated this morning on April 19th, 2025, their time, because I believe that this story is coming out of some publication that's like an international publication outside of the States. But listen, there you have it. And like I said, I'm sure by now all of you have seen the video. The only reason I didn't put it in here is because of the amount of time she said that word, and the editing would have been crazy just on that alone, because all she did in that entire video was call this woman the N-word the entire time. I don't think she said anything else but that. The woman was the only one that was really saying things to her that wasn't slur based, but Natasha was sitting there just calling her the N-word repeatedly over and over and over again. All you would have heard was a bunch of beeps. You would have barely heard anything. So that's why I didn't put the video in there. But by now, I'm sure y'all have already seen it. But yeah, she has a lot of nerve. She got all that going on in the background, and then she's going to sit up there and call this woman the N-word a whole bunch of times. Well, hopefully she gets fired from that bank that she works at, because it says that she currently works there. And I don't know why she currently works there, considering what she did before this. So hopefully that currently employed becomes formally employed. And when I say formally employed, I mean fired, terminated, done, out of there. Not, oh, we're going to put her on leave pending the investigation. No, because if this is how she feels about black people, imagine how she's dealing with black people working at the bank, if she has black co-workers, or if black people come into the bank as customers, and how she has to deal with them. And she's dealing with money. Who knows, she could be doing something funny with their money. So if I were them, I would get rid of her, just for the, I would say, for the reputation of my bank, because people going to throw on that detective kit, and they going to investigate and find out. They know where she works. So that just, it limits it down. They said, oh, she works at this bank, is limited down to this location. Let's see if she's still there. And if they start pulling business from there because of her, I bet you they would get rid of her fast, quick, and in a hurry, if they haven't gotten rid of her already. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I will talk to you in the next one.